hereby declare on oath that I absolutely. Today we are especially proud to welcome our newest American citizens who are gaining this special privilege, membership into the American family. Now, those of us who have been afforded citizenship by birth sometimes forget, sometimes take for granted the benefits conferred upon us by being members of this special family. Our newest members of this solidarity appreciate what it means to be citizens of this great country. We are honored to congratulate our soon-to-be newest members of this American family.
Absolutely.
And entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty of whom, or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizenship. In particular, we celebrate the many freedoms guaranteed by our system of justice and safeguarded by our courts. We are honored today by your presence here because it is mean that you have chosen our country to be your country, and you have chosen us to be your countrymen. That I will support and defend the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Today's observance of Lord Day reminds us all of a common bond we share as Americans. Holding a program in this justice complex is appropriate because it is through our judicial system that America's democratic principles are oftentimes best demonstrated. It is through America's commitment to the rule of law, and particularly the life, liberties, and freedoms articulated in our Constitution and Declaration of Independence, that the aspirational freedoms of our individual American journeys are oftentimes made possible. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required to do so. Because for far more than any other country on the planet, the United States of America upholds basic freedoms and liberty because they are etched into the fabric of our national quilt. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness based upon freedoms included in our founding documents. This right to self-determination is one of the hallmarks of the American experience. Now, membership in what I believe is the world's best democratic society is not free. These rights should not be taken for granted, nor should the responsibility of citizenship be taken lightly. These are the rights that our founding fathers articulated in our Constitution. These are the rights for which our military personnel have fought and died for, and continue to fight and die even today. These are the rights that bring people from around the world to this country, our country, so that they too may pursue freedom from tyranny. That I will perform non-combat service in the armed forces of the United States when required by law. If we want to speak our minds, we must allow others to do so as well. If we want the courts to be there to resolve our disputes, we must be willing to live by their decisions. If we want to be tried by a jury of our peers, we must be willing to serve on jury duty. These are just a few examples of the ways that we uphold our system of laws. Yes, we have laws and constitutional amendments and judicial opinions that have made grand pronouncements regarding the freedoms that I've just outlined. But it is only through the daily work of American citizens that we enable our society to remain a model for the world. That I will perform work of national importance
national importance
under civil direction
under civil direction
when required by law.
required by law.
And it is to the courts that we turn when our laws have been violated. It is to the courts that we turn when our freedoms have been challenged. And it is to the courts that we turn when our rights need to be protected. For example, the courts have affirmed the rights of freedom of speech, the freedom of press. The courts have ruled that all children can be educated regardless of color. It has been through the redress to our court system that we have ensured the right to due process and an attorney in all criminal cases, the right to a jury of one's peers free of any discriminatory selection process. And courts have been the vehicle that allows Americans to pursue their way of life without interference from government. I want to leave all of you with one important takeaway from today's program. Dr. Martin Luther King is one of my personal heroes, and he espoused the idea that America's future success was tied to the country's ability to love one another. Now, he was not describing romantic love or romantic love in that sense, but love based upon compassion and empathy for others. Now, if you watch any of today's news, you can understand and appreciate the importance of having the capacity to love your fellow neighbors. Dr. King's life is a testament to the importance of love. How through the power of love we can all stand against such forces as racism, sexism, anti-Semitism, homophobia, and all the other biases and prejudices that seek to divide us as a nation. I argue that America's future, that America's growth is impossible without all of you accepting the broad diversity of our country, the ability that others think differently from you, and the right of everyone to have their voices heard. That I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations.